Hello. Let me turn off the AC. Burn up. It's 104 degrees. RV's an oven. Excuse me. Right in my nose. I was exploring some music here, and I ran across this band. No, that's not it. That's not it. No. Okay. Can't fix stupid. I was listening to this band.
I was born honest. The world just couldn't handle what the fuck honesty looked like. So here I am, still loud, still mean, still breathing.
I don't know. Sometimes you get lucky in the world and you find shit like this. I don't know how to describe it, but this song spoke to me.
Try me, motherfucker. Keep talking, keep pretending your looks about to stop.
You know, when I realized certain things about my life, when I sat down one day in the desert, and I mean the desert. I didn't film it, but I looked at the setting sun going down. The sky was partly cloudy. Blood red sky. Blood red. I mean, and what I discovered about that moment was I don't understand.
I cracked open another beer, lit another smoke, looked that ugly bastard dead in the eyes.
It's a pretty apt song to describe the feelings I had at the moment. Sunset. Whiskey. There we go. I never know how these videos are going to wind up or how the music plays. But damn, when I discovered this song, I mean, it was completely by accident. I was looking around the internet and I found YouTube. Bourbon, for sure. I'm not bad to the bone. I am the bone. That I experience in life. I mean, all the pain of being old and... Holy crap. I got the hiccups. These moments give me the hiccups. I don't know why.
I just don't. 6 feet down. Don't clean me up. Don't polish my story. Leave the cuss words. Leave the scars. Leave the empty bottles. Leave the tire tracks.
Trying to put it on pause. Okay. When I was drinking heavily, and I mean enough to really get concerned about it, and I didn't realize I was drinking heavily until I looked at the bar in my house and saw all these empty bottles, and this song kind of reminded me of that. Empty bottles, yeah, empty bottles of my life. Right now I'm kind of maintaining drinking in moderation on purpose. I had lunch with a lady today, my first date in 3 years. Not all that attractive, very deceiving person. And when I talked to her, it was obvious that she was not being truthful. And I guess people are like that. But when I sat across the table having her lunch, and I had this awfully overcooked pork chop, breaded pork chop, and she was enjoying her breakfast like nothing else. I mean, she was gobbling it down like it was her last meal. But I couldn't eat that pork chop, and I told the waitress, I said, "This is overcooked. I can't eat it." She took it off my bill, thankfully. But you got to do these things. I mean, you go into a restaurant that's supposedly like Mom's Diner in Pahrump, Nevada, and she said when she brought it to me, it was on a plate and put it down. She goes, "You realize the rule is you have to eat it all." But the fact of the matter is, if it's overcooked, you can't eat it. I tried to saw it. I mean, it's like I was sawing wood. I had a knife and I was scraping at it. I wonder how many people chewed this before I got it. And when she came back around, I didn't get a refill of my tea. That's okay. I didn't drink it all anyway. And she picked it up, she looked at it, she goes, "Yeah, that's pretty much overcooked." I said, "You think? You think it's overcooked? Do you want anything else? I'll get you whatever you want." I said, "No, man, I'm done." I knew at that point that no matter what I ordered in that restaurant, it would be bad. And it's supposedly one of the most populated restaurants in the environment, and when I sat down waiting on my friend to come in, I'm sitting there watching everybody eat their meals and trying to decide on what I wanted. And I'm looking at the menu, down at it, and I'm thinking, they had liver and onions on the menu. Now I've eaten liver and onions. It's pretty good. But when my friend got there and sat down, she ordered breakfast. This is in the afternoon, like 12:10 in the afternoon, and she ordered breakfast, and I ordered a breaded pork chop. Unfortunately, it was bad, but if you're trying to saw wood and eat it, that's how bad it was. And I told the waitress that. I said, "This is way, way overcooked." And she took it away and offered me something else to eat. And at that point, my appetite was gone. It was just gone. Not that I had much of an appetite to begin with. But let's see here. Hold on.
I live.
And when I talked to my friend, who's absolutely a weird person, she said she was going through 2 divorces, and I thought to myself, 2 divorces? Wait a minute, hold on. You're married to 2 different guys, and you're going through 2 different divorces, and I didn't know how to process that, honestly. And I found out that she admitted to trying to commit suicide, and I'm thinking to myself, why would you tell someone that? I played poker with this woman, and she's not a very good poker player, by the way, and I don't think I am either, but shit, we're sitting at the same table comparing cards. I came out ahead that night. I didn't lose. Didn't win a whole lot, but I won. And she looked at me and goes, "One of our poker players has got a mental issue." And I went, "What?" And she told me his name. And to me, he looks like an Indian chief, but an Indian chief. like a Native American chief. And she said, he's not all there. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think you are either. But I kept that to myself. I didn't say anything. And when I responded to some of her remarks, I was trying to be myself in the sense that I contained my thoughts to myself, which I don't normally do, and because I'm in pleasant company. What the hell? And that's an experience I don't want to repeat, honestly. Drinking cheap bourbon, by the way, not the good stuff. I'm reserving that for special occasions, which I hope comes in the future. And tomorrow's my rent money. It's going to be about $750. I mean, most people pay twice that to live in a house, but I don't live in a house. I live in an RV that's hotter than hell right now, and got my fan going over there to keep me at least moderately cooled. And when I realized I wasn't hungry anymore, and I had this full plate of food there I couldn't eat, and the waitress came over and took it away. Goes like, "Yeah, I can see this way overcooked." And I said, "Yeah, that's my point." And she took it off the bill. I didn't have to pay for it, thank God. But my poker lady was telling me, like, I can't. We're at lunch and you're not eating. What's going on? I said, well, I'm not hungry anymore. That food was horrible. And it was horrible. I mean, that's the second time I've eaten at that place, and the food was horrible. Second time. And this is called Mom's Diner here in Pahrump, and damn, it was crowded. I mean, every table was full of people. I'd gotten there early, about 30 minutes earlier than she did, and I was sitting there watching people eat their food, trying to decide on what I wanted to eat. And the pork chops kept coming up to mind. You know, there's right there, breaded pork chops right there. It was like $13, and when I realized I couldn't eat it because I couldn't barely cut it. I mean, I'm sitting there with a knife, and the lady across from me, my poker buddy lady, she says, "Why don't you use a regular knife, a real sharp knife, like a steak knife?" I said, "I am using a steak knife." And she looked at me and goes like, "You still can't cut it?" I said, "No, I can't cut the pork chop with this knife. I don't think I could cut it with a damn chainsaw." But it was kind of an interesting conversation after that, because she goes like, "Well, are you going to take it home with you?" And I went, "You mean in a box, like a dog box or whatever they call it?" Which, by the way, in England, if you do that, it's kind of frowned on. They don't. English people don't do that with the take-home thing. They just don't. Americans are different, and I said, "No, if I can't eat it here, I can't eat it later." She kind of chuckled, and I kind of thought about that, because I have a reasonably large, for an RV my size, refrigerator, and it's packed. It's always packed full of food I don't eat. I don't know why. I buy shit, and I cook it. Right now I'm having problems with my propane regulator, and I've contacted RV service to come out and check it out. But I don't have any hot water anymore because my propane doesn't work. Can't cook food on my stove because it doesn't work. And but I can cook in a microwave. As long as that works. I don't know. You never know about RVs. And I'm in a position now that I'm kind of deciding on whether to stay here another month or just move the fuck on. And I know it's a risk here in Nevada. You got these long roads with nothing, and I mean no services, no way to get gas. If you run out, you're on the side of the road. If you have a flat, you're on the side of the road. I've experienced both of them. Ran out of gas, and I had a blowout. My trailer had a blowout. I fixed it myself. Don't ask me how. It's 101 degrees outside, and I'm sitting there with a jack going, oof, oof, getting the tire up enough to where I could get it on. I'm not strong enough to pick up the frickin' tire. But, you know, I called out a request to the ether, like, God help me, and that tire popped on by itself. Now that's a story I got to tell you. My grandfather got me this little red wagon when I was a kid. I was probably, what, 6, 7 years, 8 years old. A little red wagon. He just picked it up at a yard sale or something. I don't know how he brought it to me, but it had a bad wheel on it. A bad wheel. Now this is my grandpa. He's a preacher, and I'm fussing with this tire that popped off, and I'm trying to put it back on, and I'm cussing, taking the Lord's name in vain. And my grandfather overheard me because I think I was like, "Son, you can't take the Lord's name in vain." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, if you cuss God, He's gonna retaliate. That's why your wheel's broken." He said, "I'll tell you what, why don't you do this? Why don't you say, God bless me, put this wheel back on, and we'll see what happens." And I'm a kid. I'm a kid. Now, I sat there and thought about it. The wheel was off, and I said, God, please fix my wheel. And that wheel popped back on. My grandpa turned around and said, I'll be goddamn. My grandpa said. Now, am I telling a story or am I telling a truth? You be the judge. It's just one of those things where you think the same thing when I'm driving down the road with my grandpa. He was delivering mail. I'm sitting there and we're talking. And I said, Grandpa, I wish I had a duck. My grandpa goes, what? I want a duck. And he goes, why would you wish for a duck? I said, because I want one. Lo and behold, we were rolling down the road and there's this white duck flopping its wings on the side of the road. And my grandpa, being who he was, stopped to investigate what was going on with the duck. Broken wing, I guess, I don't know. I was a kid. And he grabbed a duck, got in the car, and he handed the duck to me. He handed the duck to me. And I'm sitting there holding this duck as quiet, and he's excited about being, rescued, I guess. I don't know. Ducks do that. But we were driving down the road, and I said, Grandpa? He said, what? I said, I had a wish, and I blew it on a duck. Did it happen? I don't want to tell you the truth, but that's the story. And my life has never been the same, because you never know what you wish for, and you never know what you're going to get.
Square, measuring approximately.
I forgot something. My closing thoughts.
They keep saying, boy, you can still turn your life around. Turn around? For what?
Exactly.
Another dead-end job? Another fake-ass smile? Another room full of people who only love you when you shut the fuck up now. I'm too damn gone for that. Crank this motherfucker.
Well, the reason I'm ending this way instead of the other way is because I had something to say that I can't fucking remember what I wanted to say.
Raised where the trailer roofs meet rain, where every damn family carried pain. Mama prayed with cracked up hands, daddy disappeared chasing another damn can. I learned more
I
from
can't say it
Christ
any
than
better than
school
that
books.
song can. I'll tell you that.
Broken hearts than holy books. Every scar got a birthday, every tattoo got a reason, every bottle got a memory that still ain't fucking leaving. Now these boots leave dust everywhere I roam. Hell, the highway's the only place that ever feel like home. You call me lost, I call it free. Big damn difference if you ask me. I'm too damn gone to come back now. Too much smoke, still pouring out. Fuck your rescue, fuck your plan. I became exactly who life demanded. If the devil's waiting, tell that bastard to grab another drink.
Cheers.
Small town
Whoa.
still running loose, talking shit like it's something to prove. Half those bastards never left the streets. Still
I don't know who this band is, but I gotta tell you.
Causing trouble. I grin only for people who
I grin. Yeah.
Bartend the laugh, put another round. Guess some legends don't need introductions. One more mile, one more sin. Watch this out, I'll do it again. I'm too damn
That's better than any
got black smoke and now low pride.
anything I can explain myself by being myself.
For 20 damn years, you wanna know?
Actually, 4 decades.
Wrong damn man. People keep asking. Don't you get lonely?
No, I don't.
Sometimes, but loneliness never lied to me, never stabbed me, never smiled while planning to fuck me over. I'll take an empty highway over fake company every damn time. Wide open, full send, cold whiskey, no friends. Still hard mouth.
I'm sorry, YouTube, if you flag me for being, what do you say, copyright. I'm sorry, I don't worry about that because I'm not making money on YouTube. You know, when I was driving on the highway and my tank read 0 fuel, and all of a sudden the engine cut off and I had to pull over,
Finally quits.
these 2 Mexican guys who worked yard work, they had a lot of equipment for cutting grass and whatnot. They gave me gas for free, a couple of gallons, to, because I was about 10 miles away from the next gas station.
You found a better road and never looked the fuck back.
Never looked back, and I haven't. All right, I think I've got enough of that. So, final statement here: never look back.